Topsy-Turvy was very funny sort of a fellow. Everything about him was either upside down or instead out or back to front. Topsy-Turvy, in fact. It was all very extraordinary. To give you some idea of how Topsy-Turvy, Mr. Topsy-Turvy was, you out to see his house. The front door was upside down, and to start with, the front door upside down to start with, in a counter, upside down, and the windows, and just look at that chimney pot, all very extraordinary. Instead, it's the same. Just look at the clock standing on Mr. Topsy-Turvy's bed. Isn't that Topsy-Turvy clock you've ever seen? And just look at the way Mr. Topsy-Turvy reads a book. Not only does he read it upside down, but he starts to read it at the back page. And just look where Mr. Topsy-Turvy puts the stamp when he sends a letter to somebody. Have you ever seen anything like it? Now, this story is all about the time Mr. Topsy-Turvy came to the town where you and I live. Nobody is quite sure how Mr. Topsy-Turvy got there, but where he came from. But he did arrive because somebody threw him getting off the train. He traveled towards then it in a topsy-turvy way and got out on the wrong side and fell on the railway line, which really isn't all surprised, isn't it? When he'd pick up himself and managed to fit his way out of the station, Mr. Topsy-Turvy went to a hotel to find a room to spend the night. The hotel manager tried not to smile when he saw Mr. Topsy-Turvy walked into his hotel carrying secrets upside down. However, his topsy-turvy hat on his head. "Good afternoon, sir," he said. "Can I help you?" Now, something you don't know about Mr. Turvy is the way he speaks. You see, he sometimes gets things way wrong. "Afternoon, good," said Mr. Topsy-Turvy to the hotel. "Good. I will like." The manager scratched his head. "You mean you'd like a room?" he asked. "Please, yes," replied Mr. Topsy-Turvy. Eventually, Eventually, the hotel manager was managed to work out what Mr. Topsy-Turvy was talking about, and he was talking up in the lift to a bedroom. Mr. Topsy-Turvy packed his suitcase, put on his pajamas, and went to bed. He was really tired after from wherever he'd come from. The following day, Mr. Topsy-Turvy went around the town, but was the first he's going around he took a taxi from the hotel, but so confused, the taxi driver trying to tell him where he wanted to go. The poor man drove straight into a traffic light. "Oh dear," said Mr. Topsy-Turvy. "I am sorry, very." Then he went into a big department store in the middle of the town. He walked up to one of the counters. "I'd like a socks of pears." "Yes," he said to the lady behind the counter. "You mean pair of socks?" She smiled and showed him a pair of bright red socks. Mr. Topsy-Turvy put them on his hands. Then he tried to leave, but began Mr. Topsy-Turvy. He tried to walk down the upside escalator. The people who were going up the escalator all full of towers. It was a trouble. Topsy-Turvy jumbled. That day, Mr. Topsy-Turvy did all sorts of topsy-turvy things. He walked backwards across the street and closed enormous traffic. He went to a library and put all the books upside down on their shapes and made everybody extremely cross. Then he went to an art gallery and instead he hanged all the pictures upside down so that he could look at them properly. And then, after Mr. Topsy-Turvy had been in the town